Switch it up, put the hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real wealth is being real with self. My eyes done seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. It's time to switch it up, put the hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real wealth is being real with self. My eyes done seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help.
Money, money, money. That's all he talks
There's
about.
nothing wrong with being wealthy. Like Kanye West says, having money is not everything, but not having it is. No, Deuteronomy 8:18 says God gives us the ability to create wealth.
Money is the root to all.
No, it's the love of money that's the root of all evil.
I like money. Oh, kid.
Yes, I do think about other things than money. I'm just trying to leave a legacy for my family. Money's not everything, but when you got it, you can do some cool stuff. And now, your host for Talking Money in the Morning, financial health mentor to the working class, Mr. Cortez. Good morning, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning Live with your main man, H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, where I do my absolute best to bring practical, proven wealth building strategies to working men and women all over this great country of ours. It's truly an honor, privilege, and a blessing to be coming to you live and direct from the Worth Clark Realty Studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. Guys, if you want to, or if you're in the St. Louis area and you're looking to buy that dream home, I want you to contact my girl, Edie Caines Hoskin. You can call her directly on her cell at 314-477-1797. Again, that's 314-477-1797. And then those of you who got a little ambition about you and you're in the St. Louis area, she is looking for people to help her out in her real estate business. And believe it or not, if you can help her find buyers for some of her listings, she will give you close to half of her commissions, right? How many go-getters out there trying to break into the real estate, want to sit under somebody's wing? You will have to do a lot of the legwork because she's a little older, but she will teach you the game, and maybe you spin off and get your own license and do your own thing. But if you can help her find buyers in the St. Louis area, you don't have to be licensed. You just have to be professional. You have to be about your business, and she will split commissions with you. So give her a call. Tell her that H. Cortez, that's my aunt, tell her H. Cortez sent you, and that you're interested in potentially working with her and helping her find buyers for her listings. Again, Worth Clark Realty, Edie Caines Hoskins, 314-477-1797. All right, good stuff. So do me a huge favor, if you're checking this out on Periscope, then swipe the screen left or swipe the screen right or down, and then share it with your followers, and hit the little man in the corner so that you can subscribe to the show. So every morning, Monday through Friday, we come live right here, right now, and giving you the best that we've got. Like Anita Baker would say, same thing for you guys checking us out on YouTube. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button right now so that you can get notifications when we go live, not just for this show, but I go live a couple times throughout the week, so you want to get those notifications as well. And you guys on Facebook, you already love sharing, and I appreciate everything that you guys have done. You are the reason that we move forward with this show each and every morning. So go ahead and share the stream. And also, if you know somebody who is stuck right now, just invite them directly to the stream. If you know somebody who is stuck right now, hey Erica, invite them to the stream. We're going to talk about how to get unstuck, looking back to get ahead. And I will tell you right now already, I know this is going to be a two-part series. Now, first I'm going to talk to you about the things that you should be looking back for, and then tomorrow we're talking about analyzing and strategizing based on what you find when you look back. Right? We're going to talk about how to analyze and strategize and move forward based on what you find when you look back. So I appreciate you guys for subscribing to the stream and then sharing the stream as well. And do me a huge favor, guys. Somebody remind me, or just put in the chat for people to share mid-show, because I just forget about that. People hop on mid-show. Remind them to share, and the hearts and the thumbs up lets Facebook know that we have a valuable show, so they'll push it out to more and more people. So before I get into my announcements for this morning, I want to let you know exactly who this show is for, just in case you're new. I know a lot of you guys are new on Periscope. This show is for risers and grinders, man. And I'm even switching it up, man. This show is for those who are about the Black Wealth Movement. If you are trying to build wealth for your family first and foremost, secondly, so that your community can win, this is your show. This show is for those who are ready to rise and grind, man. If you're ready to get up, get out, and get something this morning, this is your show. If you are ready to build a legacy for you and your family, my friends, this is your show. This is your show, right? On the other hand, who is the show not for? The show is not for those who are not. If you're in a permanent mannequin challenge, you ain't making no moves, this ain't your show, man. This show is for those who want to take their lives to another level. I know some people have that weird relationship with money. You can't stand the fact that I just said money 3 times in the last 10 seconds. This ain't your show, man. This show is for winners, right? Some of you guys don't realize that when you don't have the right relationship with money, you tend to repel money away from you instead of attracting it to you. I'm going to say that again. When you don't have the right relationship with money, you tend to repel money away from you instead of attracting it to you. So if that's you, this ain't your show. And like I tell you each and every morning, if you've never seen a future billionaire before, I want you to take a screenshot. Jeez. And you got 2 choices. You can watch me work, or you can get in the game with me. There's never been a single billionaire on this planet who's ever gotten to be a billionaire without helping others get to being a billionaire, get to being a mega millionaire, a decamillionaire, a millionaire, and having thousands of people become 6-figure earners because of what? Because they were in their wake, right? So that's what this show is about. So if that's not you, you can exit stage left, and we will not miss you. Sorry about that, Tawana. She says she's having technical difficulties on her end. So really quickly, a couple of quick announcements, guys. Father's Day is coming up. Don't forget, I got my Father's Day bundles. They can get both copies of my book and some coaching with me. So go to books.financialhealthmentor.com. Also, on that page, they can pick up some other cool titles by some other Black authors. If they don't want my stuff, yeah, you might have to just restart your Facebook, Tawana. I'm not sure what's going on. I think everybody else is okay. So they can get, so bundle 1 is 2 copies, both copies of my book, and a 1-month subscription to Monetize My Life Academy. Bundle number 2 is the same thing, but it also includes a 30-minute coaching session. That 30-minute coaching session is a video coaching session because a lot of times I screen share and show you some things that you could be doing to build your business, show you some things that you could be doing to get your money right. So my coaching is threefold. It's general business, branding and marketing, or financial. So you can give this gift to a dad who's got their own business and maybe they need some branding and marketing coaching, and I give them a 30-minute session along with the 2 books. The third bundle is a 1-hour session along with the books and a 3-month subscription to Monetize My Life Academy. So you got some dads in your life, then you can get them that. Those of you who missed the website class last week, you can still get in on that. What I will do is you will go into the group and I will put you into, that way you can get the recording of last week's session. Start building on your website. If I need to do a private session with you because you missed the group, then I will. And then you will be able to come on this Thursday and get the follow-up session. Again, it's $97 unless you're part of Club Millie, Project 1000, or My Econ. If you're part of Club Millie or My Econ, you get a $25 off discount, so you can get the class and the recording for $72. If you're part of Project 1000, you get a $50 discount and you get the class for $47. So just inbox me on that because I don't have the link up for that. And then last but not least, the Black Wealth Movement is in full effect. If you want to build wealth with us, you want to know more about the Black Wealth Movement. And guess what? We're going to pay it forward for you to join the movement. If you are serious and you meet the qualifications, we're going to pay it forward for you to join the movement. Tammy Moore, I need to know if you're ready to join the movement. Tasha, I need to know if you're ready to join the movement and you're ready to pay it forward for 3 people. I got 3 people this morning that you can pay it forward for. People are really starting to resonate and really starting to take their financial future in their own hand. They need some guidance. Let us be that team that will help guide them through the treacherous waters of trying to build a legacy and an empire for their families. So if that's you, I want you to comment Black Wealth Movement, and we will get in touch with you and let you know what it's all about and how we can help you build wealth. So today we're talking about how to get unstuck. Anybody ever felt like they've been stuck before? Anybody ever felt like they've been stuck before? My prize is here. I see it vividly. I see it in living color, but it doesn't seem like I'm gaining any ground towards getting any closer to it. Anybody feel like my prize is here? I can see it. I know it's there, but I'm having trouble to, I'm moving, but I don't seem like I'm getting any closer to my goal, right? Now, you guys have heard it said that there's a reason that the windshield is bigger than the rearview mirror, right? And they say it sometimes as if you are never, ever, ever supposed to look back at all, right? But I'm going to tell you, man, sometimes it's just like when sometimes you have to go backwards in order to get forward, right? You guys hear what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to go backwards to move forward. See, we've been taught to believe that a step backwards is a step in the wrong direction. How many of you guys believe that you can step backwards and be going in the right direction? How many of you believe that you could step backwards and still be going in the right direction? You got to be careful and listen and use everything in context. Everything is about context. Yeah, you could actually take steps backwards and be going backwards. But sometimes I might just need to take a step backwards so I can get a broader perspective so that I can run faster forward. Right? Give you an example, man. One of the greatest running backs in NFL history, Barry Sanders. One of the greatest running backs in NFL history is Barry Sanders. Some of his greatest and most memorable runs have been runs where he actually had to go the opposite way of his end zone to score a touchdown. Y'all hear me? One of the greatest running backs in NFL's history is Barry Sanders. First of all, he was the only running back in his era that would get the ball 20 yards deep to begin with. 10 yards deep to begin with. When he gets the ball, he's 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He's already at a loss. He's 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage before he even gets the ball. And then on top of that, sometimes he would go the other direction. Sometimes he would start going forward, make a couple juke moves, reverse field, run backwards all the way across the other side of the field, and before you know it, he's in the end zone. Don't never let anybody tell you that taking a step backwards is going in the wrong direction. Sometimes, see, they may not even know where you're going to begin with. So it's about context. If they don't really know where you're going to begin with, who are they to tell you that a step backwards is the wrong direction for you? Jigga, you don't even know where I'm going. So how do you know which direction is right or wrong for me? You got to be very careful about who you let pour into your life, man. Barry Sanders would hit the hole, bounce backwards 2 or 3 steps, And some would say, wait a minute, your end zone is that way. He said, I know it. I know my end zone is that way, but when I hit the hole, all I could see was butts and pads and all of that stuff. But when I bounced backwards 2 or 3 steps, 2 or 3 yards, now I can see the horizon. And the play was designed to hit this hole right here. I hit it, it clogged up. So I bounced back 2 yards. Now I can see the horizon and I see a hole over here. And I'm going to hit that hole. And before you know it, he's in the end zone. Are you guys following me? There's nothing wrong with stepping backwards to get a better perspective so that you can not only move forward, so you can run forward, so you can race forward, so you can explode forward. But some of us are stuck right now, and the only thing that will get us unstuck is if we take a couple steps back. But because somebody told you taking a couple steps back is moving in the wrong direction, you're being stubborn and your ego is in the way, and you're refusing to take a step back so you can see things clearly. Four things I want you to look at when you look in that rearview mirror, when you take a look back so you can get unstuck. So you got to first take a look back to see if you need to take a step back that's going to propel you and move you forward. You first got to look back to see if you need to take a step back that's going to propel you forward. What are 4 things that you're going to look at when you are stuck in order to get unstuck? First thing you have to look at when you're stuck, if the goal is to get unstuck, first thing you have to look at your consumption. If you're going to get unstuck, now I'm going from 4 to 1. So the fourth, number 4, you have to look at your consumption. You are who you are primarily because of 3 things. Places you go, books you read, people you associate with. Or in other words, you are who you are because of what you consume. That is physically and mentally and emotionally and spiritually. Is everybody following me? When you find yourself stuck, I want you to look back and say, I'm stuck in this place, I'm stuck in this headspace, I'm stuck in this fog, I'm stuck in this place physically, I'm stuck in this place mentally, I'm stuck in this place emotionally, I'm stuck in this place spiritually. I want you to look at the last 90 days, the last 6 months, the last year. What have you been consuming in all those areas of your life? What have you been consuming physically? What have you been consuming mentally? What are you watching on TV? What are you reading? What are you, what are you, or who are you listening to? Who's influencing you? What are you consuming? Right? What are you consuming mentally? So you got this eye gate, you got this ear gate, you got this nose gate, you got this mouth gate, and you got this biggest organ all over your body called your skin that's always taking in, right? Always taking in. Can you interview for child books? Yeah, let's talk offline, man. I need a little bit more clarity on that. Let's talk offline. What are you consuming? What are you allowing to come into your body? What are you allowing to come into your spirit? What are you allowing to come into your mind? What are you allowing to come into your emotional space? Has a lot to do with you being stuck. Has a lot to do with you being stuck. What are you allowing to come into your mental space? What are you allowing to come into your emotional space? What are you allowing to come into your spiritual space? What are you allowing to come into your physical space? What are you allowing? What are you consuming? Has a lot to do with who you are, right? And a lot of people don't realize that we are, man, you talk about being an ultimate hybrid, right? The human being is the ultimate hybrid. The ultimate hybrid. We are electrical, chemical, biological, physical machines. We are electrical, chemical, biological, physical machines. And when we're talking about what are you consuming, yes, this does include consuming the things that you eat. The things that you eat are chemically based. We are chemical beings. Chemically based foods induce certain chemical reactions from a chemical being. Some of those chemical actions will then turn around and induce emotional actions, emotional responses. And because of those emotional responses, some of those will lead to spiritual responses. Come on, y'all gotta be careful about what you put into your mouth, what you eat, what you consume. We are chemical beings. Everything that you eat is chemically based. You want to eat things that are chemically compatible with who you are. The great late Dr. Sebi will talk all the time about the reason that we can fall into all of these health illnesses is because we're not eating foods that are native to who we are. And we look at things and say, hey, everybody else eats this. I'm not everybody else. I hope y'all get that, what I'm saying. You and me, black people, we not everybody else. And here's what happens when you don't own and control anything. Anytime you see any media about any product, service, food, or anything, that is directly aimed at the people who own that media. So mainstream media is telling the world how to think, act, and behave because it's right for them. But I ain't you. So what's right for you may not be right for me. They tell me not to go out in the sun because going out to the sun is not right for them. But I'm a child of the sun. I have to be out in the sun. So if I listen to them, my vitamin D stores get depleted and I die a slow death. Because I listened to them tell me what's right for them, and I grabbed and owned that as if it was right for me. Y'all got to be careful about what you are consuming, man. What you are consuming. That's why you got to know who you are so that you know what's right for you. I don't give a damn what's right for anybody else. I've got to know what's right for me. I've got to know what's safe for me to consume. Yeah, you say it's all good. And yeah, you've been eating it all your life. And yeah, you seem to be fine. But that stuff makes me sick. But if you don't know who you are, you wouldn't even know how to feed yourself. Certain things based on our trauma and that was brought on by us going through everything that we've been through in this country, we can't consume certain things mentally and emotionally. Because it takes us to a place mentally and emotionally that will keep us permanently stuck. Why are you following me? We can't consume certain things mentally and emotionally because of the state of trauma that we exist in, because it will take us to a place that will have us harming each other. And what do we consume most of? The very junk that we shouldn't be consuming mentally and emotionally and spiritually, because it keeps us permanently in a state of being stuck. And it makes it, the reactions that it causes in our bodies chemically, it induces chemical reactions in our body that causes us to want to harm each other. We don't know who we are, but they know exactly who we are. And they know us so well that they know exactly what buttons to push to get us to behave exactly the way they need us to behave, so that our life force can continue to power their matrix. Did y'all get that about the matrix? They need to force us to consume things that will cause a chemical reaction in us, that will cause an emotional, spiritual, and physical response that causes our life force, our energy force to power their matrix. See, if you really got down to what the heart of the matrix was, is they were harvesting the energy force, the life force of the an entire population of people. Tell me what population of people's life force powers this matrix. And you know why? It's because we don't know who we are. Therefore, we consume the things that we should not be consuming, and that induces chemical reactions that make us behave the way that they want us to behave. When we consume that junk that's on the television, that junk that's on the television causes chemical reactions in our body because of the state of trauma that we exist in, that those chemical reactions make us want to hurt each other. And nobody talks about, we talk about the prison industrial complex, but nobody talks about the prison industrial complex is $1 trillion industry, but nobody talks about the trillions of dollars that's made from the justice system itself. Those high-powered lawyers that get paid those 7-figure salaries, who powers that? Where does the money come from for that? All right, I know y'all gotten off topic just a little bit, but we've got to pay attention to what we consume, man. The food that we eat will induce certain chemical reactions. The things that I take in through my eye gate, because of the state of trauma that I'm existing in, certain things that I consume through my eye gate will cause a chemical reaction that might make me want to go home and fight my wife, man. Y'all ain't hearing me. This stuff is so deep, man. This stuff is so deep. So watch what you consume. So if you find yourself stuck, ever, if you found yourself stuck right now, first place to look is go look at what you've been consuming over the last 30 days, last 90 days, last 6 months, the last year. Chances are it's been the same old stuff. It's been the same old stuff. That's why you're at the same old place. You've been consuming the same old stuff. That's why you're in the same old place. Right? Real quickly, let me give you my quote of the day, and then we're going to go ahead and move forward. I already told you guys this is going to be a 2-part show. It's going to be a 2-part show. But man, it's heavy, man. You got to really, really pay attention to what's really going on. We can no longer just exist, guys, and live in the world while the world is happening all around us. No, we've got to be paying attention to what's happening all around us, right? So today's quote of the day is: everyone chooses one of two pains, either the pain of discipline or the pain of regret? Everyone chooses one of two pains. You either choose the pain of discipline or you choose the pain of regret. And that's by the great Jim Rohn. Choose carefully. Choose wisely. You either choose the pain of discipline, doing what you know needs to be done, especially when or in spite of the fact that you don't always feel like doing it. That's discipline. Doing what you know needs to be done when you don't feel like doing it and or you're tempted to do otherwise. Everybody will choose one of two pains, either the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Jim Rohn. Today's Daily Quote is brought to you by Black Wealth Movement. Guys, I paid it forward, or I wouldn't say me, I paid it forward personally for 3 people, but our team collectively paid it forward for like 10 people over the weekend. And let me talk to my fellas, because brothers, we paid it forward for like 8 women or something, man. Only 2 guys, man. Only what my brothers that want to build wealth, man. Right? I want to pay it forward for 3 men today that want to join our movement and build wealth with us. Right? So comment Black Wealth Movement in the comments, brothers, if you want to join our movement and let me pay it forward for you, man. I got to get some brothers in this thing, man. The sisters are turning it up. They've got a webinar tonight. If you haven't seen that on my timeline, go to my timeline and look at the events and RSVP for that event. But you have to actually click on get tickets so you can register for the webinar. It's a private webinar. It will not be televised on Facebook. It's a private webinar. So you have to register for that webinar to get on tonight. But the ladies are tearing it up, man. They are serious about building wealth. And brothers, we got to catch up and keep up. Right? So comment Black Wealth Movement if you're serious about building wealth, and we'll get in touch with you, let you know what the requirements are, because not everybody is about that life, and I ain't dealing with no knuckleheads. So we do have some requirements to join the Black Men Building Wealth group as well as the Wealthy Black Women group. We have some requirements. Yes, we got standards, right? All right, so just a recap. Number 4, you want to make sure that you are watching your consumption, the things that you are consuming mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Number 3 is we've got to pay attention to the places that we go. Literally, right? So if you find yourself stuck, I want you to look at the physical places that you exist at all the time. The physical places. Right? Because everything and every being on this planet has an energy signature. Everything and every being has an energy signature, including you. Hey guys, real quick, I promise I won't take you long to get you back to the show, but I just want you to know that I have a free copy for you of Monetize My Life, my way of saying thank you for supporting me and following this show and all the words of encouragement. So I want to give back to you a free download of Monetize My Life, because my mission in life is to empower people economically through entrepreneurship. So I wrote this little book to help you understand how to take the gifts, talents, and special abilities that God has blessed you with and turn them into profitable enterprises. So go over to financialhealthmentor.com/downloads and you can download this book for free, and hopefully it will help you uncover your passion, which will lead you to your purpose. And where your purpose is, there is your vision and also your provision. So thanks so much for all the support. Now let's get back to the show. Now, we talked about being we talk about being chemical beings, right? We talked about that. We're chemical beings, right? But we're also electrical beings. So if I go to a place that has an energy signature that conflicts with my energy signature, then that's going to cause a reaction in my electromagnetic being that might cause me to be stuck in life, that might alter my thought process, that might alter my speech patterns, that might alter my habits, that might alter my emotions. We got to get this, y'all. Every being and everything on this planet has an energy signature. Every being and everything on this planet has an energy signature. If you don't watch the places that you go, you can run into some energy chaos that can knock you on your butt. And if you're not aware of your electromagnetic being, then you won't even know why. But I want you to start paying attention. When you go to certain places, you just naturally feel drained. Get around certain people and you just naturally feel drained. Right? Do certain activities and you just naturally feel drained. Why is that? There's a conflict in energy signatures there. Now, the conflict could just be like I'm sitting here right now, and you guys can't see this, but I got a tablet right here, a laptop right here, my cell phone right here, and another monitor right here, and another laptop right here. That's electromagnetic chaos to the nth degree in this small confined space. So there is an electromagnetic chaos, conflict going on with my natural electromagnetic system. That's why most mornings I'm sitting here drinking a green smoothie. That's why my girl Bethany Rucker has hit me up with, where my oils at, Bethany? Where my oils at? Right? My girl Bethany Rucker hit me up with my oils, right? So she says I've got to get my diffuser and then take my lemon oil and use that, and that'd be good for my voice, right? But you guys already know what I'm gonna do as soon as the show is over to diffuse this electromagnetic chaos, right? Right now, my body is being flooded with positive ions because of everything that's coming off of this electricity, right? So as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna take myself outside in my backyard. I'm gonna put my bare feet on the ground and I'm gonna stare directly into the sun, and it's going to pull the negative ion, the positive ions. What it's going to do is Mother Earth is going to flood my body with negative ions to balance out all of the positive ions that I just got from sitting in front of all this stuff. And then that's going to put me back into balance. Then I'm going to go pull up probably 3 radishes out of my garden, dust them off, and I'm going to eat them while they're still alive. And now I'm balancing out my electrical signature. So you have to think about the places that you go, and let's keep it 100, man. Because some of y'all are going to that place this morning. Some of you are on your way to that place this morning that's killing you. But I know that you got to feed your family. So you're willing to die a slow death to fulfill your duty as a man and be a provider for your family. I get that. That's why we have the Black Wealth Movement. Because I want to help you build wealth so you can become independently wealthy, so you don't have to die that slow death. You don't have to die that slow death. Right? I'm not telling anybody to go in and cuss their boss out this morning. I'm just saying, pay attention to your energy signature when you get to the job. How can you go from perked up, hey, excited about life, sun shining, yes, yes. As soon as you sit down on your desk, you're damn near depressed. How long are you going to keep doing that? I know how long you're willing to do that in the name of taking care of your family. But how long are you going to keep doing that when you know that there's other ways to make money more effectively and more efficiently? That's the question. So the places that you go, you have to watch those things very, very carefully and pay attention to your energy, right? Everything has an energy signature. Every living thing, every inanimate object, because every inanimate object is made of atoms just like anything else. They're just condensed, right? That's why they don't move. But everything has an energy signature. Are you spending too much time around negative energy signatures and you're down in the dumps and you don't know why? Right? Sometimes that boo thing that you're around that you love so much, every time y'all get in the same room, your energy just hits just plummets. Plummets. What is that about? Something about the energy in the room, man. I don't know. Maybe y'all need some oils and some diffusers to change the energy in the room when y'all together. Or hell, maybe y'all don't need to be together. I don't know. Pay attention to your energy signatures. When you eat certain foods, pay attention to the reaction that you get after the food. Not just I feel full, not just I feel a little sick, not just I feel a little bloated. Damn, all of a sudden I feel like choking the heck out of somebody. Y'all realize that? I just ate something, and then 20 minutes after I ate it, for the next hour, I'm just irritated and I just feel like choking somebody. Pay attention to what you consume. Right? You guys ever thought about that? It says, yes, they need peppermint and lemon oil together in the diffuser. Man, we're going to get this thing figured out, Bethany. We're going to get them all right. Get with my girl, Bethany. Get your diffuser and get your oils. I got to get my diffuser. I got my oils. I got to get my diffuser now. Right? And I got to get me some peppermint oil. I think I've got lemon oil, or lemon, orange, and grapefruit. Right? So, just think about it. Just think about it. You're at your desk at work, and you just, But then you go on your lunch break, and you just happy as I don't know what, tiptoeing to the tulips. Yeah, we're going to get you some oils over there, Robert, and a diffusion, man, because he about to whip somebody. You at your, see, we don't think about this stuff. You at your job, and it's all to the good. And you just. But then as soon as you hit that lunch break, whole countenance changes. Why is that? Because the places and the energy signatures in that place. And you know why why the energy signature is bad at the job? Because nobody wants to be there. You know why the energy signature is bad at the job? Nobody wants to be there. So everybody's energy is negative and it's just, But everybody is happy as heck on lunch. Then they come back for another 3 hours and See, I felt like I was going to strangle somebody. But my comeback game is strong. Yeah, you gotta have your comeback game. You gotta be able to whip yourself back into shape, guys. So we got 2 more points. You guys, I'll give them to you. And then we'll go into detail on them tomorrow, and then we'll talk about overcoming. Right? So the other thing that you have to look back on. So we're talking about how to get unstuck. How to get unstuck. Looking back to get ahead. So you got to look back on your previous activities, because your previous activities are what caused the current reaction. Your previous activity is what led you to the current state. So if you're stuck, look back at what you've been doing, what you've been consuming, the places you've been hanging out with. Then you got to look at the people you've been hanging out with. Who have you been allowing to influence your thought process? Who have you been allowing to influence your emotional state? Who have you been allowing to influence your spiritual state? Right? She said, yeah, I take my let me step away before I choke somebody 20-minute breaks throughout the day. You got to. But see, because on the job, that's everybody. Nobody wants to be there. But at the same time, only 10% of Americans are really pursuing entrepreneurship. But 90% of Americans can't stand their job. Now, we rationalize and say, yeah, I'm doing something I love to do. But if you had your way, you probably wouldn't do it 40 freaking hours a week. Let's just keep it 100, as the young folks say. Yeah, you're doing something you love to do, but chances are you wouldn't do it 40 hours a week. And when somebody else tell you to do it, you might want to roll out of bed at 11 and then do it for a couple hours and go back to sleep. So, watch what you're consuming, places you go, the people who you are influencing, and here's the number one place that you have to get back to, or the number one place that you have to look at when you're unstuck. And I'm gonna give you a story, and then we'll get out of here. Number one place that you have to look back at when you find yourself stuck, especially if you're in a challenging situation, right? And sometimes we're stuck because not because we just don't know where to go, but because circumstances have us stuck, right? And we can't see a way out. I call it my Red Sea moment. I call it my Red Sea moment. See, throughout the Bible, as the children of Israel were moving throughout the Bible constantly reminds them of the Red Sea. Throughout the Bible, the children of Israel are constantly being reminded about the Red Sea. Why? Because a miracle took place on their behalf. A miracle took place on their behalf. And they kept finding themselves against a rock in a hard place. And God was like, come on, people. I just parted a sea for y'all. And now I tell you to go into the land and possess it. And y'all talk about how we're going to do that? He said he's the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. The same one who yesterday parted the Red Sea for you, going to help you go in here and possess the land. Who's ready to go possess their land today? But sometimes we are scared and paralyzed by fear because we can't see how we're going to get something done. We can't see how we're going to get unstuck. But if we just look back, in 92, 93, I did 2 semesters at college, right? Lincoln University in Jeff City, Missouri, historically black college, right? I did 2 semesters, right? I tell everybody that I dropped out after the second semester, but I actually checked out after the second week, right? I checked out after 2 weeks. I dropped out after 2 semesters. But in the second semester, if you know anything about Missouri, Jefferson City is about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours from a little town called Sedalia. It's about an hour and a half, 2 hours. My girlfriend at the time was at Central Missouri State, which was in Sedalia. I had a little piece of car, and the car wasn't acting right. But I had promised her I was going to come see her. And then literally the day before I drove to see this young lady, the carburetor caught on fire on the car. Right? I don't know nothing about cars, but we put the fire out and you seem to be driving fine. But I ended up going to see the chick anyway. car wasn't in no condition to be on the road like that. So by the time I was coming back through, I was coming back, the school, Central Missouri State, is in Warrensburg. But I was coming back on my way to Lincoln, and I landed in Sedalia when the car finally broke down and blew a head gasket, right? Knowing me, I probably didn't have no oil in the car. It just, I don't know, but I blew a head gasket. At any rate, I'm stuck in Sedalia. This is in 93, right? There's no cell phones, or at least I didn't have one at the time. So no money, because that's kind of how I do stuff, y'all. It's like, I ain't got no money. I had just enough money to put gas in the car to get there and back. She was crying about me not seeing her and all that kind of stuff. So, I just went, and even though I didn't have it to do, we were in a rough patch in our relationship. We were separated, and I was probably doing something I had no business at Lincoln, and God knows what she was doing at CMU. But anyway, car breaks down, blow a head gasket. And I'm telling you this because I want you to know everybody's got one of these moments in their life where it's the footprints in the sand moment, right? It's the footprints in the sand moment where you look back and you only see one set of footprints and you want to say, God forsaken me. But God is saying, no, brother, I was carrying your butt. Those footsteps you see back there, those ain't yours, those mine. I was carrying you. So that night, it was coming on evening. So that night, I'm gonna tell you how I appreciate so much the favor of God on my life, and this is when I start to recognize it. All my life, my mom has told me, said, son, you got more favor than David. If you know anything about the Bible, David was one of God's David had God's favor on him since he slew the giant, right? And my mom would always tell me, son, you got more favor on your life than David. My mom's a minister, been in the Word, had us in church all our life. You got more favor on your life than David. And I didn't understand it until this experience. Because it came evening, right? It came evening, and the car broke down. Now, in the trunk of that car, I had a baritone saxophone. Right? It's a baritone. I don't know if you know what a baritone saxophone is. It's the biggest saxophone they got. Right? That mug is huge. But I got it from my high school teacher, and I was a music major in college. So I got it from my high school teacher, and I didn't want to leave it. So I had to walk down that highway with that baritone saxophone and of course my little bag or whatever I had. Older white gentleman pulled over and said, man, it looks like the car is shot, but here's what I'll do for you. Let me have it towed for you to the nearest town so that they can check it out for you. So, cool. He said he towed it to the nearest town. Son, you got any money? I said, man, I don't have no money. No, baritone sax. Baritone sax is bigger than the tenor. I played tenor and baritone. Baritone sax is bigger than the tenor. It's the bass saxophone. Right? So so he paid to have my car towed so that it can get looked at. Then he said, son, you got any money? I said, nope, I don't got no money. Then he took me to a motel and paid for my motel room. He said, I don't got no money, but I'll call my mom and she gonna take care of me. She'll come get me, whatever. Paid for my hotel room. He said, I don't have no cash but this little $23, but you can have all the cash in my wallet and I'm going to pay for your stay tonight. Right? I'm talking about this is favor, man. Sometimes when you're stuck, you have to look back and see what God has already brought you through, man, and stop having a pity party and move on with your life. Now, that was from that night to the next day. Now, mom, single mom, we on welfare. She ain't got no money. She ain't got no car to just hop in her car and come get me. So that next day, I had to go, somebody else came and told the car to come look at it. And that's when they said that, you blew a head gasket, man. It's going to cost you $250, $300, whatever it was. I didn't have it for us to go ahead and fix it. And it's going to take us a couple of days. I said, I don't have it. I called my mom and I said, I need somebody to come get me. So she's working on a ride to come and get me, right? Cool, she's working on a ride. But here's why I said you just got to move forward. Here's why I said you got to move forward. And one of my favorite sayings I tell my kids all the time, ain't no progress in standing still. There's one road to get into Sedalia coming from St. Louis. Interstate 50, a little small 2-lane highway, then it opens up as it goes through their city, and then it goes back to the 2-lane highway. So we, from day, and now I've been dealing with the car, talking to the car people all that time. So now my mom has finally got a ride, but she's 4 hours away from me, right? So she finally got a ride, and we finally said, hey, we just gonna leave the car. We just gonna leave the car. And I said, okay, we're gonna leave the car. She said, I'm gonna come get you. Guess what your boy started doing? I grabbed my saxophone, strapped it up, strapped my bag on, and I'm walking Interstate 50. And I'm just walking, I'm just trucking along. I'm like, yeah, I know where I gotta be. This road leads me there. If I have to walk the whole way, it might take me a couple days, but I start walking to where I was going. And the reason I always say there's no progress in standing still is because ain't nobody gonna help you unless they see you helping yourself. I kid you not. I must have had at least 7 to 10 people pull over and offer me a ride. Hey, my man, where you going? Everything okay? Can I get you a ride somewhere? But my mom was already on her way. And I was like, nope, brother, I'm good. I appreciate it. No, sister, I'm good. I appreciate it. My mom's on her way. I'm walking this way. She's coming this way. Eventually, we'll meet. So if you find yourself stuck today, I want you to look back on the things that you've been consuming because they have a lot to do with where you are and why you're stuck. I want you to look at the places that you've been hanging. All of those places have energy signatures. And sometimes we forget about the electrical man, but we know about the physical man. Sometimes we know about the emotional man. Sometimes we know about the spiritual man, but we forget about the electrical man. Those energy signatures, man, will have you all messed up, man. Come on, we all know what happens if you short out a computer, you pour water. If I pour water on this laptop right now, we know what would happen. Why? Because the energy signature of water and the energy signature of electricity don't mix. Some of us are trying to be water and electric with our mates, with our friends, with our circles on the job. We're water and the job is electricity, and we're forcing that thing to work and it ain't working. And we're dying a slow death because of it. Some of us, the people that we hang around, energy signatures ain't right for us. What they talk about all day is influencing us in a way that when a certain person in your life can say a certain thing right now and set you off. Can I get a witness? A certain person can say a certain thing right now and completely set you off. Because words have energy signatures too. So why are you around people who talk crazy all the time and that negative conversation induces an emotional response, a spiritual response, a chemical response that's killing you? Gotta pay attention, right? And then some of us are stuck because of fear, and we're not looking at the fact that our Creator has already brought us through so much, has brought us over so many hurdles, and now we're looking at this hurdle and we don't know what to do. I'm going to tell you something about me, man. I've been through too much. And my Heavenly Father has helped me to overcome so much that the only thing that I'm concerned about or the only question that I have when I run into an obstacle is when. Y'all heard me? When I run into a challenge in my life, a storm in my life, the only question I have is when. Because God, I already know you're going to see me through. I already know you're going to help me overcome. When? How long should I be bracing myself for this one, Lord? There's a reason you got me here, and you're going to get me through it. And I really don't even care when, because I know what's going to happen. But sometimes as a human, I get impatient. I'm like, hey, Lord, come on. I've been sitting in this spot for a while. When we getting through this storm, when this storm going to be over? You know, sometimes I might ask, how you going to do it? But I never ask, will you do it? Because I already know he'll do it. Because I wouldn't be in that storm in the first place if he didn't allow it. See, I believe that he's got his hand of favor on my life. I don't know what you believe. Right? I believe. So there's another couple points we're going to talk about. The people, that when you're looking back at the people in your life, we're going to get into that a little bit more. We're going to get back into how to strategically move after you've looked back and how to analyze what you see. Right? So when you look back and you see some junk you don't like, some of you guys might need some help with, okay, how do I remove that from my life? How do I get over that? How do I get through that? I see, okay, those are things that I don't like. How do I deal with that? So we're going to talk about strategies for dealing with that tomorrow. And then Wednesday, I got a very special guest, man. Another guest coming to my my Brother's Keeper speaker series. Brother is phenomenal. He's got a killer t-shirt brand, man, that is amazing. He's got a book out telling you how to sever the middleman, how you can become and build your own clothing brand right out of your house. That's going to be killer. Yeah, I don't want to miss Wednesday. But tomorrow we'll do part 2 and we'll finish this up. So again, let me remind you that if you want to get the books for Father's Day, any one of those 3 bundles, go to books.financialhealthmentor.com. Not only my books are there, but other black authors' books are there as well. You can get Bethany's book there. You can get Miss Yvette's book there. You can get Sylvester Chisholm's book there, who was on the show a couple weeks ago. There's a lot of good titles from black authors you can get there. So go to books.financialhealthmentor.com. If you want to shop black, buy black, then you'd be supporting 2 black companies. You'd be supporting me, that other black author, and that's that. Also, the website class. If you want to join the website class, you still can. You missed last week's class, but the recording is there, and I have a special group that I put you in. And Robert E., if you're still on, man, your website was killer that I saw on my phone. I'm gonna check it out on my laptop. But you did a good job, man, from what I can see. But I'm gonna go through it on my laptop and check it out as well. So that class again is $97. Get a couple free giveaways, and it's probably going to end up being somewhere around 10 hours worth of content, 4 hours of live content, and then I've got some other trainings that's going to supplement that so that you can learn how to deal with your graphics and all that kind of stuff. So $97, but if you're part of Project 1000, it's a $50 discount. If you're part of Club Millie or My Econ, it's a $25 discount. So either $97, $72, or $47 based on your affiliation with me. And that's how the discounts are rolling out. And then the Black Wealth Movement, man, we're paying it forward. I want to pay it forward for 3 men today. I paid it forward Saturday, and it was for 3 women. I'm trying to get black men to get serious about building wealth. So if you're a man and you're serious about building wealth, I want to pay it forward for you to join our movement. So hit me in the inbox or comment Black Wealth Movement below, and I will get you some information. So appreciate you guys for tuning in and hanging with me a little bit over the hour. I am H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the black community. Until I talk to you guys tomorrow, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. Peace out, people.